the decision to buy that first business, the flooring business? Tell us that story, please, Paul.
Man, it's an interesting story. So a little bit of background on me. I'm a CPA from an education standpoint and came out of school, worked in Big Six accounting back then, an audit department, and then worked in corporate world for about another 8 to 10 years in various roles of accounting and financial management and things like that. And I kind of felt like I always had the bug of wanting to do something for myself. And probably life events steered me that direction. So got married, had one kid, both me and the spouse were working, and we were getting ready to have kid number 2. And we wanted her to stay home with the kid, or with both kids at that point. But we needed to replace her income in some form or fashion. Not all of it, but some of it. So didn't know anything about buying a small business, other than I thought that's the avenue we needed to go down to replace her income. Something maybe part-time, right? Like buy a Hallmark gift card store, right? I don't even know if those exist anymore. But, something that she could work 10 or 20 hours a week, maybe make $50,000 to $100,000 a year, something like that. So we kind of just had gotten into that space and started to look. And my brother Bob, I'm the youngest of 8. So my brother Bob's number 2 in the pecking order. He had lost his job. He had got laid off in a big corporate buyout where they came in and just let go of all of upper management. He got a large severance. About the same time I was looking for a business for me and the wife to buy. And I went to him, said, hey, what do you think about pulling our money and go and buy a business, maybe something bigger than what we originally were looking at? And that kind of got me into that space of acquiring that first company.
And Paul, when your brother entered the picture, was the plan still that your wife this would be kind of an operator gig for your wife, or because it didn't end up there. So at what point did it shift from, let's find my wife a income producing thing to do part-time or, part full-time while raising the kids at home, to brother and I are basically becoming entrepreneurial partners together?
Yeah, I guess when we kind of pulled our thoughts and pulled our money, it kind of went from, now maybe Paul's going to quit his job too. So it was all very fluid because we didn't know exactly what we were getting ourselves into, our first venture. We kind of had an idea, with me being kind of a CPA money numbers guy, and my brother Bob worked at a company called Fast Tax, which is a software company for taxation and tax returns. And so he kind of knew numbers a little bit as well. So it was definitely very fluid. Thoughts were for me to leave my job eventually. So yeah, we definitely transitioned that way.
Mm-hmm. And what year is this now?
Right at 2000?
Oh, right at 2000. I thought this was earlier than that.
No, I graduated in college in 90, and I had about a 9 to 10 year career. So right at the end of the 90s, 99, probably when we started looking, and probably closed on a deal in 20. Okay,
great. And do you recall what you mentioned size of business, how large you were looking for, what size criteria were?
We were looking at maybe $1 million purchase that spit out between $250,000, $350,000. And we thought that, again, this is 25 years ago. So if we each made $100,000 after debt service, I think that would probably do us well.
Mm-hmm. And so you were thinking about that as you would basically become a small business owner operator. You didn't have necessarily grand plans of becoming a multimillionaire.
No. That's the way it worked out. But no, I mean, it's like, golly, I mean, I look back at how young and stupid we were. Of course, we don't know we're young and stupid. We think we're super smart until another 10 years goes by. And then we look back like, oh my God, how did we make it this far? Because we were such idiots back then. It's amazing the stuff that you don't know, right? You think you know everything, You think the 10 things is all you need to know, but you really need to know 90, but you don't know about those other 80.
Well, it's
Right.
one of those, Paul, where if we knew how little we knew, we'd never begin. It'd just be too daunting, the prospect.
Yeah, that is true. It's actually, ignorance is in getting into this is actually kind of good.
Yeah.
Because it is, if you knew everything you're getting yourself into, you probably wouldn't do it because it's super scary, even though I highly recommend it to anybody. But yeah, it's just, man, it's go with what you got and just jump off the bridge. I say that a lot. Just jump off the bridge and move forward.